Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. The United States has launched new attacks on Houthi targets in Yemen. The US struck 4 Houthi anti-ship ballistic missiles. This comes as tensions between the US and Houthis have escalated over the last week. On Monday, Houthi forces struck a US-owned vessel. This was in response to missile attacks carried out by the US and UK on the Iran-backed group. America's National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has said that he does not expect US attacks on the Houthis to pacify tensions in the Red Sea. Sullivan said that Washington's strikes would not eliminate the threat posed by the group. His remarks come as the US has been trading fire with the rebel group. The recent escalation poses serious threats to the key trading route. Meanwhile, the Houthi group confirmed that it has struck a vessel in the Red Sea. The Yemen-based group claimed that the vessel had insisted on heading for Israeli ports despite their warning. The Greek-owned bulk carrier Zographia was struck by a missile in the Yemeni port of Salif. It was sailing from Vietnam to Israel with 24 crew on board. However, no injuries have been reported so far. The Israeli army has released a new video claiming to show a new Hamas tunnel in Gaza. The tunnel was found under Gaza's Salah al-Din road. The army said that the tunnel led to the first original Hamas route. The video showed a tunnel shaft which Israel said ran 15 meters deep. It was built with concrete and equipped with an assault ladder. An Israeli strike has hit a residential building in the Al-Shabura camp in the southern Gaza city of Rafah. At least 3 people, including 2 children, have been killed, while several others were injured. The bombardment came after a barrage of at least 25 rockets was launched from the Gaza Strip towards southern Israel yesterday. The Prime Minister of Iraq's Kurdistan region, Masroor Barzani, has accused Iran of killing civilians. This was after Iran launched attacks on the Kurdish city of Erbil. Yesterday, Iran's Revolutionary Guards had said that they attacked an Israeli spy headquarters in the region. However, Barzani has denied the presence of a Mossad center. Iran has launched air attacks on Pakistan, targeting 2 groups of the militant group Jaish Al-Adl. Following the incident, Pakistan accused Iran of violating its airspace. It added that 2 children were killed and 3 others were injured in the attack. Pakistan has also summoned Tehran's top diplomat over the incident. 2 Russian missiles struck a residential area in the center of Ukraine's city of Kharkiv yesterday. 17 people have been injured in the attack. The city's mayor said that about 10 houses have been damaged. North Korean Foreign Minister Cho Son-hu held talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin yesterday. Earlier in the day, Chu had also held a meeting with her Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. The bilateral talks focused on expanding ties between the 2 countries. It comes amid international concerns over an alleged arms cooperation deal between Russia and North Korea. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is facing a rebellion within his party. This is over the Rwanda immigration legislation. Lee Anderson and Brendan Clark-Smith have both resigned as Tory deputy chairman. This is because they seek to rebel against Sunak over the bill. Sunak's party is deeply divided over the law. Some conservative lawmakers say it goes too far, and others that it does not go far enough. Ecuador's armed forces are patrolling the country's waterways to combat criminal organizations. In the Gulf of Guayaquil, officials investigated the commercial vessels and fishermen navigating near the ports. Reports say they are seeking to prevent drugs or illegal substances from being loaded into the vessels. This comes after a wave of violence struck the South American country earlier this month. China's population fell for a second consecutive year in 2023. According to official data, the total number of people in China dropped by 2.08 million. The total population in 2023 declined by about 1.4 billion. The country's population was hammered by a low birth rate and a wave of COVID-19 deaths. This has added to the concerns of the world's second largest economy. Fewer workers and consumers are diminishing China's growth prospects. In climate news, according to reports, over 1,000 tourists in China's Xinjiang region are stuck due to avalanches. Several avalanches occurred in the region after days of heavy snowfall. Local authorities have scaled up rescue efforts, but meters-high snow is impeding the work. Officials are working in deep snow to clear the mountain roads. The Arctic blast brought record cold temperatures to the western region of the U.S. A 2-year snow drought in New York ended with 3.6 centimeters of snow and freezing rain. The lowest temperature was recorded in Colorado, with the mercury dipping to minus 38 degrees Celsius. John Kerry has decided to step down from his position of U.S. climate envoy. He confirmed this at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. According to reports, he will be assisting in U.S. President Joe Biden's re-election campaign. A warning for a full-blown storm has been issued in Germany. Officials advised residents to prepare for snow, ice and slippery conditions. Germany's Frankfurt airport is expecting delays and cancellations. Heavy snowfall blanketed England's Liverpool region. The weather situation caused disruptions in traffic and some local markets weren't able to open due to snow. The UK Meteorological Office issued a snow and ice warning for the Merseyside region. According to officials at the Indian Meteorological Department, the absence of snow in Kashmir's Gulmarg region is because of climate change. The region typically gets at least 130 centimeters in January every year, but it is yet to get snowfall this season. The reduced snowfall will impact Kashmir's water availability and agriculture. The world's largest iceberg, the A23A, is drifting from the northern tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. Its movement is being aided by strong winds and water currents. The iceberg is approximately 3 times the size of New York City. According to the British Antarctic Survey, it has been grounded for more than 30 years. Meanwhile, the South American nation of Paraguay is experiencing a severe heat wave with record-breaking temperatures. Officials stated that historical temperature records were broken, with the mercury touching around 43 degrees Celsius in January. The region's water supply and agriculture have been hit by the extreme weather conditions. On to business and tech news. China's economy grew slightly slower than expected in the fourth quarter. This comes amid a deepening property crisis and deflationary pressures. Gross domestic product grew 5.2% in the October-December period. However, analysts have expected a growth rate of 5.3%. So far, the world's second-largest economy has struggled to mount a strong post-COVID bounce. The Cyberspace Administration of China is reportedly conducting a review of online retailer Shein. China's internet regulator is looking at how Shein handles information on its partners, suppliers, and staff in China. It is also probing if the fashion company can protect such data from leaking overseas. This comes as Shein is seeking Beijing's approval to file for an initial public offering in the US. Meanwhile, Shein is being sued by Uniqlo. Uniqlo has accused the Chinese fast fashion company of selling copycats of its viral shoulder bags. Uniqlo's crossbody bag has become a huge hit online, especially for its storage. The Japanese brand is demanding that Shein stop selling its version of the bag immediately. It has also asked for compensation over damages. Share prices of fashion brand Hugo Boss plummeted by over 9% yesterday. This was after investors were left unimpressed with its fourth quarter results. The German fashion house's profits missed analyst expectations. Its earnings were in the range of about $132 million, much below the analysts' forecast of $140 million. British online supermarket Ocado Retail is operating at about 75% of its capacity. It also does not expect to open any new robotic warehouses in the UK for 2 to 3 years. Ocado Retail is jointly owned by Ocado Group and Marks & Spencer. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it did not have enough capacity to meet consumer demand. However, by contrast, it now faces a surplus of supplies amid declining demand. A U.S. judge has blocked JetBlue's planned acquisition of Spirit Airlines. The court quashed the merger over anti-competitive concerns. It said that the combination would be too big and hurt competition in the sector. In 2022, JetBlue had proposed to acquire Spirit Airlines for $3.8 billion. However, that now stands cancelled. The news sent down the shares of Spirit by 60%, while JetBlue's shares fell 5%. Uber is working with Tesla to promote the use of electric vehicles among its drivers in the US. The company is offering its drivers exclusive incentives of up to $2,000. This is to purchase Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y vehicles. Uber's move comes as it seeks to become emission-free in the US and Canadian cities by 2030. British oil giant Shell has agreed to sell its troubled onshore oil and gas business in Nigeria. The company will sell its operations to Renaissance for $2.4 billion. Renaissance is a consortium of 5 mostly local companies in the West African country. Shell has been active in Nigeria since the 1930s. However, for years, Shell had struggled with hundreds of oil spills as a result of theft and operational issues. Google is laying off employees in its advertising sales team. The scale of layoffs isn't known, but reports say hundreds of employees are likely to lose their jobs. This marks the latest cuts in the big tech firm. Last week, Google said it would cut several positions. The previous redundancies affected its voice assistant, hardware, and augmented reality teams. YouTube is making millions of dollars per year off its climate change deniers. That's according to a report by the Center for Countering Digital Hate of CCDH. It's a non-profit that monitors hate speech. According to the CCDH, content creators have found a way to evade YouTube's policies on misinformation. Instead of denying the existence of global warming, they portray it as harmless or rather beneficial. However, YouTube has failed to monitor and take down these videos. Instead, running ads on their videos has proven financially beneficial for the company. Moving to sports, let's start with cricket. New Zealand beat Pakistan by 45 runs in yesterday's T20 match. Finn Allen scored a century to help the Black Caps set a target of 225 runs in 20 overs. Pakistan's Babar Azam led the chase and scored 58 runs, but his heroics fell well short. The men in green finished the chase at 179 runs with 3 wickets in hand. New Zealand have now clinched the 5-match T20 series against Pakistan 3-0. Zimbabwe beat Sri Lanka by 4 wickets in yesterday's T20 match. Charith Asalanka and Angelo Matthews both scored half-centuries as Sri Lanka scored 173 runs. Zimbabwe chased down the target in a nail-biting finish with 1 delivery remaining. Craig Irvine scored 70 runs to clinch the win for the African team. Zimbabwe have now tied the 3-match T20 series 1-1. Bangladesh all-rounder Nasir Hussain has been banned from international cricket for 2 years. The International Cricket Council, or ICC, has found Hussain guilty of corruption. The 32-year-old admitted to 3 charges connected with breaching the ICC's anti-corruption code of conduct. Hussain was found guilty of accepting an Apple iPhone 12 as a gift in September last year. In football, Namibia beat Tunisia 1-0 in the Africa Cup of Nations group stage match. The game was scoreless in the first half, but in the 88th minute, Houthis scored the winning goal. This was Namibia's first ever win in AFCON history. Mali stunned South Africa 2-0 in yesterday's Africa Cup of Nations match. The game was scoreless in the first half. In the second, Mali scored twice in the 60th and then again in the 66th minute to seal the win. Italian club AS Roma has parted ways with head manager Jose Mourinho. Roma have struggled this season and are currently at ninth place in the Serie A. Mourinho was appointed coach of the Italian club back in 2021. Roma have announced former player Daniel De Rossi will replace Mourinho as the head coach. In tennis, world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz advanced to the second round of the Australian Open. Spaniard Alcaraz beat French Richard Gasquet 7-6, 6-1 and 6-2 in straight sets. The match lasted 2 hours and 20 minutes. Alcaraz next faces Italy's Lorenzo Sonego tomorrow. World number 4 Yannick Sinner cruised into round 3 at the Australian Open. The Italian Sinner dominated his Dutch opponent Jesper de Jong. The final score of the match was 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 in favour of Sinner. The game lasted just 1 hour and 40 minutes. Sinner's third round opponent is yet to be revealed. There was a major upset in the women's singles at the Australian Open. Unseeded Mira Andreeva stunned world number 6 on Jabeur in the second round. 16-year-old Andreeva dominated Jabeur 6-0, 6-2 in straight sets. With the win, Russia's Andreeva will play her next match on Friday. In basketball, the Los Angeles Lakers beat Oklahoma City Thunder last night. The final score was 112 to 105. LeBron James and Anthony Davis led the scoring charts. James scored 25 while Davis scored 27 points to seal the win for the Lakers. In entertainment news, according to reports, the nomination voting period for the 2024 Academy Awards has closed. The members of the Academy Awards Committee have said that Greta Gerwig has a 50-50 chance to land the Director of the Year award for Barbie. Actor Emerald Fennell's Saltburn is also surging in several categories like Best Supporting Actress, Best Original Screenplay and Best Production Design. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has a chance to win in categories like Best Visual Effects and Music. The final list of nominations will be announced on the 23rd of January. The cast members of the show Friends decided to skip Matthew Perry's memoriam tribute at the 75th Emmy Awards. According to reports, the cast is still in mourning as his passing is still fresh for them. Singer Charlie Puth sang the cover song I'll Be There For You for the memoriam segment. Matthew Perry passed away on the 28th of October last year. 5 new actors have been added to the cast of the upcoming season of White Lotus. According to reports, the actors are Walton Goggins, Sarah Catherine Hook, Sam Nivola, Patrick Schwarzenegger and Amy Lou Wood. Natasha Rothwell may also reprise her role from Season 1. Season 3's shoot will reportedly start in Thailand's capital Bangkok next month. Stranger Things actor Noah Schnapp addressed his Zionism is sexy controversy after a year. Last year, Schnapp faced severe backlash online after a video of him distributing stickers of Zionism is sexy went viral. Now he says that all he wants is peace and safety for all the people affected by the Israel-Hamas war. Actor Ian Somerhalder has spoken about his decision to quit acting. He stated that he loved what he did for a long time, but he doesn't miss any of it. He was last seen in the Netflix series We Wars. Daniel Radcliffe has expressed his wish to star in a romantic comedy film with actor Quinta Brunson. He jokingly said that even their heights are a perfect match, so there's a future. The duo worked together on the Emmy-winning television film Weird, the Al Yankovic Story in 2022. K-pop stars RM and V from BTS have completed their rigorous military training. According to reports, they were recognized for their performance during the 5-week-long program. They were felicitated as elite graduate trainees. This marks their transition from trainees to soldiers. The organizers of the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival have revealed the lineup for this year. Lana Del Rey, Doja Cat and Tyler, the Creator, will headline this year's festival. The lineup also includes artists like AP Dillon, Ice Spice and Peso Pluma. The festival will take place in April in California. The Hong Kong boy band Mirror began their 2024 global tour in their hometown. The show is titled Mirror Feel the Passion Concert Tour 2024. The 12-member group will be performing in London, Los Angeles and Toronto. The concert series will conclude on the 3rd of February. The cause of actor Alec Musser's death has been revealed. Officials of the San Diego Medical Examiner's Office stated that he died by suicide. Musser's fiancée had confirmed the news of his passing last week. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to First Post.